Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the 125th commencement ceremony of Delaware Valley University's class of 2024. I'm Ben Russellowski, and I have the pleasure and privilege of serving Del Val as its president. Please remain standing or please rise if sitting for the playing of our national anthem. You may be seated. It is now my honor and pleasure to introduce Mr. Andrew Doherty, class of 2000 and chair of the Board of Trustees of Delaware Valley University.
Good morning. Welcome to the commencement exercises of the Delaware Valley University class of 2024. My name is Andrew Doherty, and I have the honor of chairing the university's Board of Trustees, and I'm a proud alumnus of the class of 2000. Today we celebrate you, graduates, and we have an immense amount of pride in what you have accomplished. In many respects, you've already faced and overcome a level of adversity not seen in generations. Think back to 4 years ago, as you were supposed to be celebrating your final year of high school and moving from one rite of passage to another. Our world was in the throes of a global pandemic. Uncertainty and fear were the overwhelming feelings of the day. Yet in the midst of this daunting period, you had the courage and fortitude to move forward, to continue your education, and to do it here at Del Val. In those first few days and months, we all learned new ways of living, new ways of working, new ways of learning, and a new vocabulary. Social distancing, sanitizing, masking, Zoom learning, remote this, remote that, and my personal favorite, virtual happy hours. Soon enough, though, innovation, science, and good old-fashioned American determination would lead to groundbreaking vaccines and treatments allowing us to enjoy a somewhat return to normalcy. As you sit here today, reflect back on your journey these past 4 years. In addition to what you've learned in the classroom, in the laboratory, or in the fields, you've also certainly learned a great deal more about yourself, about the people close to you, and about society. Think about the challenges you faced and how they were overcome. Think about the unknowns that became knowns. And think about the uncertainties and doubts that turned into confidence and self-assurance. The credentials you receive here today are not only accolades for what you have accomplished, they are also a reflection of the university's belief in you as a person and in your ability to learn and in your perseverance. As you move forward in your lives and in your careers, never stop learning. Be voracious in your appetite for knowledge and in your quest to be among the best in your chosen field. As you leave here today, please also keep us, Del Val, in your future. You are now part of a lifelong community of fellow Aggies and permanently part of our collective history. Please stay engaged with the university in any way you can. The strength, breadth, and wealth of our alumni community helps Del Val to remain a leader in education and experiential learning, and to serve future generations as it has served us as alumni. Today we assembled to celebrate your achievements as individuals and as a class. It is my honor to ask everyone to please join me, my board colleagues, the entire faculty, staff, and administration of the university in being among the first to congratulate our graduating students of 2024. Go Aggies! It is now my privilege to invite Dr. Rusalowski back to the podium.
Thank you, Andrew. Welcome again and congratulations to the class of 2024. Today is your day. Today we congratulate each of you for the hard work you put in to complete your degrees, and we celebrate all of your accomplishments both in and beyond the classroom. For many of you, this is the first commencement ceremony you will experience since middle school. Many of the milestones of senior year in high school, like prom and graduation, were canceled due to the start of the pandemic. Your first year of college was not what you expected due to social distancing, masking, and even plexiglass in the dining hall. But you persevered, you adapted. This is surely one of the most valuable life skills you gained at Del Val. You not only survived, you thrived. And today we celebrate each of you and your accomplishments, your resilience, your success. We know that at Del Val, experience elevates success. And here are just a few examples of your success from this past year. At least 10 students to date have been accepted to veterinary school for fall 2024, and we congratulate each of you on this accomplishment. In February, students along with Professor Powell, Professor San, and Professor Fritz traveled to the University of Massachusetts Amherst to participate in the Northeast Student Affiliate of the Society of Animal and Dairy Science Intercollegiate Competition, where 3 Del Val teams placed this year. We celebrate the success of our student athletes this year on the field and in the classroom. Women's wrestling had their strongest year since the program launched 5 years ago. Men's wrestling regained national prominence, crowning an All-American for the first time in 4 years, and football won its 6th straight conference championship title. And most recently, Del Val softball finished one of its best seasons in its history with 18 wins this season and a record 5 players receiving all conference awards. We enjoyed another successful and beautiful A-Day weekend with more than 11,000 visitors. I'd like to thank the students, faculty, and staff who volunteered countless hours to plan and make this community event a success. We also welcomed the second cohorts of our 2 new clinical graduate programs in speech-language pathology and physician assistant studies, and they are all off to a great start. These are just a few examples of Del Val student success this year. I ask each of you to take a moment today to congratulate yourselves for what you have accomplished to get here to this moment with all of us. I'd also like to thank our faculty for their many contributions to our students' success. Our faculty are mentors to our students in many ways, both in and out of the classroom and laboratories. Our faculty and staff in the School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences hosted students throughout the Pennsylvania Farm Show in Harrisburg last January, providing the opportunity for them to learn about the career tracks students can pursue in their chosen field. During spring break, 20 students joined Place Studies professors Stamps and Lutz for a grand tour of Italy. In the tradition of writers, readers, and adventurers throughout the centuries, these students traveled to Rome, Florence, and Venice to absorb the culture, the history, and of course, the food of Italy. Other students spent spring break in Costa Rica with Professor George, learning about conservation efforts in the rainforest. Just this week, our physician assistant faculty and graduate students spent a day in Harrisburg meeting with representatives to discuss improving practice laws for physician assistants. And next week, Dean Casas and Professor Sud are taking 8 students who participated in critical issues in world history, global conflicts in the 20th century, to Warsaw and Krakow in Poland. In addition to visiting historical sites that were part of World War II and the Cold War era, students will sit on classes at Jagiellonian University to gain a deeper understanding of Polish history and current politics. Whether they are on a study abroad trip, a local field trip, lecturing or mentoring in our lab and classrooms, our faculty understand the importance of hands-on learning to every student's success. At my inauguration as president 2 years ago, I shared my strongly held belief that this is the time for Del Val. This is the time for Del Val because we are truly student-focused. Everything that we do here is to support and improve the learning experience for you, our students. That is our mission. This is the time for Del Val because we are preparing each of you with both science and practice, or knowledge by doing, that you will need to be successful in your chosen field. And this is also the time for Del Val because many, many people are recognizing how well prepared you are for careers and for life. Our students understand the value of a Del Val education, and we see this in our career outcomes rate, which this past year was 94.4% of our students being employed or in graduate school or in service to our country within 1 year of graduation. This is the time for Del Val because businesses, organizations, and new friends of the university are investing in our campus and in our students because they see the value in a Del Val education. Our library is currently undergoing a $1.2 million renovation this summer due to the generosity of Dr. Daniel Tanner, an alumnus from the class of 46, and the Daniel Tanner Foundation. The library will have updated technology and additional study and community spaces that reflect how our students learn and collaborate in today's world. We also recognized a significant foundational gift from Mount Air Farms to build a new poultry science center, and we have additional support pending to make that dream a reality. This is the time for Del Val because unlike many small private universities in this country, Del Val is growing. We had more undergraduate and graduate students enrolled this year than we had in recent history. In fact, the largest number in the last 11 years. People understand the value of a Del Val education. They understand the value of your degree. And that degree you now take with you out into the world where we know you will make a difference. As you graduate today, take this momentum with you. This is your time. Your work and your success makes us who we are as an institution. And this institution, I promise you, will always be a part of you. You leave Del Val today well prepared, not just for your first destination post-graduation, but for wherever your career trajectory takes you. And from what I have seen of this class, you are well prepared for life. I encourage you to remember our core values wherever they take you in life. They're not just values for higher ed. They're not just values for Del Val. They are your core values for life. Respect all people. Pursue excellence. Value the world of ideas and differences. Live each day with integrity. Hold on to these core values. They will serve you well. We have nearly 430 students today receiving associate's, bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degrees. As we recognize each of you, we also recognize the people who helped get you here today. Whether you are a family member, a friend, a faculty member, a staff member, a coach, an administrator, or a trustee, you are all part of the collective Delaware Valley University community, and you have played a part in the success of every member of this graduating class. Students, you are about to become alumni of this institution, and there is still an important role for you to play, which Mr. Doherty mentioned a minute ago, and perhaps it's the most important one. You can be an advocate for Del Val. Tell your employer or graduate school about Del Val. Advocate for our students for E360 experiences, for employment experiences, for graduate school opportunities. Stay involved. Join the Alumni Association. Remain engaged. You will always be a part of this community. And there's one more core value that I didn't mention that I always like to end on. We are and we remain one learning community with one purpose, and we celebrate that purpose today in watching all of you walk across this stage. Thank you very much. I'm now pleased to invite Mr. Andrew Doherty to return to the podium to announce our Young Alumni Trustee.
On behalf of the university's Board of Trustees, I'm delighted to have the opportunity to announce this year's Young Alumni Trustee. The Young Alumni Trustee position is intended to strengthen the board's relationship with current students and young alumni, to enrich the board with fresh ideas and new perspectives, and to give a greater voice to students and young alumni. This year's Young Alumni Trustee was selected following an intensive process that started with a campus-wide call for nominations and culminated in candidates meeting with members of the board's Committee on Trusteeship. That committee selected one individual to recommend to the board for election as the Young Alumni Trustee, and the board has approved this recommendation. Before announcing this year's Young Alumni Trustee, I would like to acknowledge each of the candidates. They were Caitlin Hummel, Kyle McAuliffe, and Eamon Walton. Round of applause for the nominees. It is my honor and privilege to announce that Kyle McAuliffe has been elected as this year's Young Alumni Trustee. Not yet, Kyle. Kyle is here with us today and is earning his degree in environmental science. During his time at Del Val, Kyle served as president of both the Student Programming Board and the Biology Club, and was a member of Students for Diversity, Symphonic Band, Alpha Lambda Delta, and Delta Tau Alpha. Please join me in another round of applause to congratulate Kyle on his election as this year's Young Alumni Trustee and to wish him well in this important role. Kyle, please come to the stage to be recognized.
Thank you.
I'm pleased to invite President Rosolowski back to the podium.
I have not left the stadium. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Gloria Oikolome, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs.
Good morning. Class of 2024, you did it. Congratulations. Here's how you did it. You took 16,855 classes. You spent 149,205 hours in the lab. 82% of you were student athletes and or joined a club or organization. 90 of you came in as transfer students. But approximately 60 of you were doing fully online courses, and as I learned yesterday, several of you are actually on campus for the first time to celebrate your graduation because you were doing classes online. So we are excited to see you here. To our faculty, we've talked about the resilience of our students, but I want to focus on your resilience during the time that we all had to quickly pivot. You took on the daunting task to embrace new approaches for delivering content while maintaining academic quality and engaging our students. And this cannot be overstated. Some of you adapted quickly. For some, it was slow and steady. But across all capabilities, one thing was certain, and one thing still is certain: your unwavering commitment and dedication to the success of our students. Thank you for all that you do and for your commitment to them. And I want to personally thank all of you in advance for all the grades that will be turned in a timely fashion on Monday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you. To our staff and administrators across the institution, from admissions to student life and every office in between, your unwavering commitment and dedication to our students, whether you are walking them through to understand their registration process, or process their meal plan, or support them in the residence hall. Thank you to each of you for working with our students, for caring for them. Each year, across the nation, thousands of institutions celebrate the achievements of their students at graduation. And each year, the institutions announce their commencement speakers in a race to bring in the greatest of all time, the most accomplished, the who's who. From former presidents to celebrities and every powerhouse in between, the commencement speaker for many institutions is used to reflect their status or prestige or distinction. While for us here at Delaware Valley University, we didn't have to look any further than from our own student body to bring you the commencement speakers. Our only challenge was we couldn't just bring one, we had to bring three because it was difficult to pick. Class of 2024, rooted in resilience. Any one of you could come and stand behind this pulpit and share your story because you all have a lived experience. You all have something to share that would inspire us. You all have worked so hard to get to this place, and each of you chose not to be defined by anything that would limit you and still accomplish your dreams. We are so proud of you. It is my pleasure, however, to introduce to you all our very first student speaker. I've had the privilege to get to know each of the speakers you will hear today, and I've truly been inspired by their stories, and I think each of you will as well. And my favorite part about having student speakers is that they will always keep it short and sweet. So please welcome to the podium, Jennifer Bloom.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, proud parents, and most importantly, the resilient and accomplished graduating class of 2024. I stand before you today humbled and honored to share a few words as we mark this significant milestones in our lives. As you stand on the precipice of a new chapter, poised to embark on journeys of both personal and professional growth, I offer you four simple, but I hope profound, messages to carry with you as you enter the next chapter of your life. If you'll also indulge me for a moment as a mother and an aunt, I would ask my own daughter, Kendall, my niece and nephew, Brielle and Braden, and my honorary niece, Gracie, to please remove your one AirPod and give your mommy and aunt a few unencumbered minutes. If any of you have teenagers, you absolutely know they had one AirPod in. Okay, back to my four simple messages. First, buy the shoes. Life is, in a word, unpredictable. It is and will be filled with moments of joy, sorrow, triumph, and uncertainty. In the grand scheme of things, our time on this earth is fleeting. Therefore, I implore you to embrace the simple pleasures, relish the little moments, and seize every opportunity to find joy in the everyday. Take risks, dream big, and pursue your passions with unbridled enthusiasm. Who knows? Those risks may just lead you to unexpected and extraordinary destinations. And a good pair of Manolo Blahniks will look fabulous when you get there. That's right, ladies. Secondly, change your mind. As someone who thrives on meticulous planning, I can attest to the allure of a well-laid-out roadmap towards success. When I stood where some of you stand today, 22, degree in hand, a firm idea of how my life would unfold, I was resolute in my plans, and it already hung the picture of how my life would turn out on my mind's wall. However, at 42, I have learned that life often has a way of diverging from the unexpected. As they say, life is what happens when you are busy making other plans. Graduates, and Kendall, Braden, Brielle, and Gracie, I offer you this advice. Be brave enough, bold enough to deviate from the path you've envisioned and follow the whispers of your heart. Embrace change. Turn down a new road. Take the risk. Write your plans in pencil, not pen. For it is often the unexpected that leads to the greatest growth, discovery, and joy. One caveat, my friends. If changing your mind inadvertently causes harm to others, be courageous enough to acknowledge your missteps. Face yourself and those you hurt, and apologize. Then, do better. Next, shake hands firmly. Behind every handshake lies a myriad of experiences, lessons learned, and challenges overcome. As you extend your hand in greeting, remember the strength and resilience instilled in you by those who have supported and guided you along your journey. Approach each new encounter with confidence, knowing that you carry with you the wisdom and fortitude necessary to tackle whatever obstacles may arise. If you'll indulge me again one moment, this is where I'd like to extend my special heartfelt gratitude right before Mother's Day to my mama, the support and resilience behind my handshake. She has loved, believed in, and championed every version of the girl I was, the woman I am, and the human I will continue to become. Everyone needs a cheerleader. My mama is mine. Last, my friends, yes, give her that round of applause. I love that. Last, my friends, fail forward. Failure is an inevitable part of the human experience. You will stumble, falter, make mistakes along the way. You will let yourself and others down. But that does not have to be the end of the story. Failure is where the story begins. Embrace your mistakes as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. Learn from your missteps with humility and grace, and let them propel you forward toward even greater achievements. And when the weight of disappointment threatens to dim your spirit, remember, you can always buy the shoes. In closing, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you, the resilient and tenacious graduates of the class of 2024, with a special congratulations to my cohort partner, Brian Cohen, and my colleague at New Hope Solbury School District, Sarah O'Hara. I also want to send all my love to my husband, Travis, who encouraged me to enter the doctoral program. Without his support, I wouldn't even be standing here. Graduates, as you venture forth into the vast expanse of possibility that awaits, may you be guided by courage and an unwavering commitment to pursue your dreams with passion and purpose. Congratulations and best of luck on all your future endeavors. Now I would like to invite my classmate, Soleil Andy Sklenkar, to the podium.
Hi, everyone. Like Jennifer said, my name is Soleil Sklenkar. I am an environmental science major, but I focus a lot on soils and chemistry. So I do super fun things like dig in holes and chemistry in my free time. Today, I want to congratulate everyone on finishing this journey that we all started together. My journey was not conventional. I did transfer to Del Val, and I committed to 3 other schools before I finally settled here. I've always struggled with anxiety, so college was very stressful and anxiety-inducing for me. I decided that I was not ready to leave my family, and I wanted to commute to school. So Del Val became the best option for me. I loved the campus and the E360 program, so I started school here, and I loved the classes I was taking. Every day I would go home and I would tell my parents, here's what I learned today in my classes. And then during my first semester here, after I had finally settled in, my dad suddenly passed away. Obviously, that changed my entire life. I had to handle my grief, I had to take care of my family, and I had to maintain my schoolwork. After all my anxiety about college, I had finally found the perfect school, and I loved it, and then this happened, and it dropped a bomb on me and my family's lives. But despite that, I kept going. I can't thank enough the professors who helped me when this happened. Professor David Ziff, I don't know if he's here, but I don't think he realizes the impact that he had on me at 9 o'clock in the afternoon after our regional land use planning class. Even Dr. Tipping, who everyone knows as a biology professor who has some pretty difficult classes, but I know him as the professor who was kind enough to let me cry in his office. The way he comforted me while I was crying was allowing me to take a quiz that I had missed while I was gone. So kind. Despite going through the hardest time in my life, everyone who helped me through that and supported me made it so that I could continue my education. I decided to join 1,000,000 clubs and work 3 on-campus jobs, and no offense to Dr. Ben, but my friends actually call me the president. I immersed myself into the culture at Del Val, and I met so many people from different areas and in different majors, and they're some of the best people that I have ever met. Del Val gave me the opportunity to do some research, which is what I spent a lot of my time on this year. I did 2 research projects. One was about a guy who dumped a bunch of pasta in a park and how that affected the environment, which is actually more than what you would think. And the other was about heavy metal contamination. I was able to go to an international conference and present that research. In doing that, I realized this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I also met a professor who was looking for a student to do some soil chemistry research while pursuing a PhD. Thank you to Dr. Fiola for being my advisor for those research projects and everyone else I annoyed along the way. If I were to have gone away for school like I had originally planned, I wouldn't have been there for my dad's passing, and I couldn't have been as present with my family. The point I'm trying to make with this is I believe everything happens for a reason. It was fate for me to end up at Del Val, and I couldn't have asked for a better support system for my professors, my friends, and the people that I worked for. We all went through this beautiful journey together. No matter the difficulties that we faced, we did it. It turned us into the people that we are today. And I know the people that I have met here at this institution, even in passing, are going to do amazing things. And they inspire me every day. But I also hope that I can inspire other people to never give up and keep pushing through times of adversity. Thank you so much to so many people here who have helped me and who have changed my life throughout my time here. And of course, my family. I can't thank you enough for dealing with me. Go Aggies. Thank you. Now I would like to invite my classmate, Julian White, to the podium.
Good morning, graduates, faculty, family, friends, and everyone who's found a way to squeeze into the only available shade on this glorious sunny day. As we gather here at Delaware Valley University, let's celebrate not just the end of late-night cramming and finals, but also the beginning of pretending to have all the answers in the real world. Seriously, I don't have a clue. When people outside these walls think of Delaware Valley University, they often think of our popular slogan, science with practice. They see the big farm that rests next to our residence halls, which can give off quite the smell in the morning, by the way. If you live in Samuel, Burke, any of those rooms, you know firsthand, the smell is harsh. They know of our illustrious turf management equine programs, about the football team that has brought our school so much success, and about the marine and animal science classes that has kept more of you up past midnight many nights. I've seen it. Salute to you all, it worked out. While outsiders know about the practices and discipline that students have here, they don't know of one important character trait that a lot of us share that should be more documented when talking about our wonderful university. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to talk about grit. And no, I'm not talking about the kind you might find in the dining hall scrambled eggs, though we've all built some character there. Instead, I'm talking about the grittiness it takes to wake up at 5 in the morning to go shear sheep, milk cows, or to come out on this very field and flip a giant truck for hours while coaches are yelling at you, especially Coach Wright. Personally, he knows that one, and we'll talk about it later. You see, getting through Del Val wasn't just about mastering textbook content. It was about surviving group projects with people who couldn't agree on the little things. Tackling labs that seemed designed by someone who clearly had too much time on his or her hands. And yes, turning your kitchen into a bizarre science experiment just to see if pizza could indeed sustain life, which, spoiler, it can, kind of. Yet here you are, wearing your caps and gowns, probably adjusting them every 5 seconds because nobody really teaches you how to do it, except for Larry Arrington. Shout out to you, thank you. This is all possible because of you. You made it through because you have what physiologists and late-night motivational speakers call grit. Grit is that little voice that tells you to keep going when part of you will much rather go to bed and binge watch anything on Netflix. Today, I want to emphasize that grit will be your best friend as you step into the world. It's going to be what pushes you through job rejections, inspires you to pursue your passions even when it doesn't go the right way, and reminds you to stand up each time life decides to throw you off. Grit is about making mistakes, but turning every single one of them into a step forward. Remember, every famous scientist you've studied started with a hypothesis that probably seemed absurd at first. Each entrepreneur whose biography might one day line your bookshelves, they succeeded because they persisted, pivoted when necessary, and never lost sight of their goals, no matter how distant they may seem. So as you go out there, take your Del Val degree, your memories, and yes, your grit, and don't be afraid to be a little scrappy. Fight for what you believe in, and get your hand dirty, literally and metaphorically. The world isn't always kind to dreamers, but it can't ignore the relentless. Before we throw our hats in the air and not find them again, let's thank those who got us here, the faculty who guided us, the family who supported us, and the friends who were there every step of the way in our coffee-fueled study sessions. You helped keep our spirits high and our brows furrowed in concentration. I personally would like to thank my family who's here today, my brothers on the football team that led us to 6 straight MAC championships. They can never take that away from us, and Coach Isgro. Coach got hired recently here as a head coach, and I know he'll do great. That grittiness that I'm talking about right now comes from him, and I thank him so much. Class of 2024, congratulations, and go out there and show the world that a little bit of grit goes a long way. Thank you. I would now like to bring Dr. Okolomi back to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen, Salil, and Julian. Couldn't be more proud. Class of 2024, I have one more assignment for you. Unless you owe me a summer class, it's your second to the last assignment, but one more. And Julian, I'm sorry, but we're gonna do this as a group. So it is one more group assignment, and I promise you, this is a group assignment where you don't have to worry about that one person. So do me a favor, pull out your cell phone if you have that. It's the first time you can pull out your cell phone. It's good. All of you are sitting here today because someone who is either here or watching or knows that today is your special day sowed into you. Whether they did that financially or emotionally or just supported you, gave you a shoulder to cry on, got you through some hard times. You're sitting here today because of that one person or group of people. So I want you to open your phone and find that person. Maybe it's one person, maybe it's part of a thread. We're all going to do this together. I have one. I've got a big village for why I'm standing up here today. Now wait for instructions, because I know you all. The teacher starts saying we're going to do this, and you're like, I got this. The faculty know what I'm talking about. And you're going to type 2 single words, and I won't look at our English faculty. This is a paper where the only word requirement is just 2 words, just 2. You found that person? Absolutely. Tell them thank you. Let's all do that together. You can say more, but just thank you. So that they have that edge. And I think some of your supporters, your village, they're getting that text right now, because I'm hearing them in the audience and seeing their phones. And they'll have that etched as a symbol of you letting them know how much they mean to you because of how they've supported you. And here's the thing about this assignment. This is the only time you will ever hear me say this as Chief Academic Officer. You can plagiarize this assignment. Often, all the time, anytime. It will never, ever expire. There's no time limit on this assignment, because gratitude is one of the most important skills that you can take away from this place. And now, it is truly my privilege to get us to the part that you have all been waiting for. Absolutely, that's right. We have reached that wonderful moment where we will now confer your hard-earned degrees. Students who have earned academic honors are designated as follows. Summa cum laude represents the highest academic honors, 3.9 to 4.0 GPA. Magna cum laude represents high academic honors, 3.7 to 3.89 GPA. Cum laude represents academic honors, 3.5 to 3.69 GPA. It is now time for the graduates of the class of 2024 to come forth and be recognized, and it's my pleasure to introduce Dean Joseph Parris, who will present the degree candidates from the School of Graduate and Professional Studies. As your name is called, please come across the stage to receive your diploma cover. You will then pose where indicated for your photo.
Thank you, Dr. Okolomi. President Rozalowski, members of the Board of Trustees, honored guests, I now have the privilege of announcing the degree candidates from the School of Graduate and Professional Studies. First, the candidates for the Doctorate of Education will come forward to be recognized. Dr. Donna Jorgensen and Dr. Dennis Riker will hood these candidates as I read their dissertation titles. Jennifer L. Bloom, Elementary Principals, Impact of the COVID-19 Pandemic on Job Burnout and Attrition. Daniel Thomas Borden, Principal, Decision-Making, Impacting K-12 School Library Programming, and Exploratory Sequential Mixed Methods Research Study. Joseph A. Caracappa, Post-District Professional Development, Conversations to Improve Teaching and Learning through social media platforms, collegial conversations among teachers and administrators. Brian Joel Cohen, examining due process hearings, descriptive exploratory study of trends and rulings in pre- and post-pandemic eras. Elise Kathleen Georgioulis, a quantitative study examining COVID-19's impact on reference services at a small academic library. Lisa Lindquist, budget decision-making by administrative and academic leaders in Pennsylvania community colleges. Rose Rock, teachers' perspectives on the achievement score gap between English language arts and mathematics as reported on the Pennsylvania System of School Assessment. Elizabeth Millen Rose, COVID-19 stressors and teacher burnout, a study of general educators K-12 in a single school district. Yolanda Myrix Uvardi, alternative instructional delivery models in not-for-profit four-year higher education institutions, a historical review. Deborah L. Vesper, teachers' perceived impact of a school-based social-emotional learning curriculum on student engagement in school climate, an exploratory sequential mixed method study. This concludes the doctoral graduates. I will now announce the master's degree candidates from the School of Graduate and Professional Studies. As your name is called, please come across the stage. You will receive your diploma cover. You will then pose where indicated for your photo. The following students are receiving their Master of Arts in Agribusiness Management. Sydney Rebecca Harrig. Stephanie Noelle Colnice. Kenneth Ryan LaFiorera. Takakira Delis. The following students are receiving their Masters in Business Administration. Antonella Ayala. Nicholas Chapman. Matthew Kristoff. Beth Ann Comber. Chandra Saretta Herlandot. Colin McAdams. Joseph Nusa. Ryan Anthony Pitari. Shayna Lynn Roselle. Cordell Rush. Kieran Saunders. Beata Sokolowska. Gerald Spearing. Eric M. Wojciechowski. The following students are receiving their Masters of Arts in Counseling Psychology. Quezetta Alexander Guyton. Monica Alfieri. Michael Dennis Bluestein. Ashley Fox. Congrats, Megan Gambino. Elizabeth Jade Haft. Alexandria Kazagan. Esri Allen Lutz. Shannon McGovern. Obed Nogueda. Johanna Parkin. Got it. Barbara Pizarro. Josephine Suzanne Pizzino. Brianna Kathleen Ritter. Samantha Salvati. Gianna Speranza. Timothy J. Turner II. Jennifer Wilgus. The following students are receiving their Master of Arts in Criminal Justice. Henry Beelan. The following students are receiving their Master of Science in Educational Leadership. Sarah O'Hara. Maggie Stella. Mary Tranguch. The following students are receiving their Master of Arts in Healthcare Administration. Brandon Steele Silcox. The following students are receiving their Master of Arts in Management and Organizational Leadership. Justin Browse. Sharon Lynn Ferber. Christopher Thomas Marin. Bridget Marie Schultz. John Eastham Sprinkle. The following students are receiving their Master of Science in Special Education. Maria DeCara Beck. This concludes the degree candidates from the School of Graduate and Professional Studies.
Thank you, Dr. Paris. President Rosolowski, members of the Board of Trustees, and honored guests. I now have the privilege of announcing the degree candidates from the School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. As your name is called, please come across the stage to receive your diploma cover. You will then pose where indicated for the photo. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degrees in agribusiness. Ms. Laura Herbst, Chair. I don't. Laura Emma Bacon. Emma Bacon. William Brandeis. Olivia Eileen Epp, summa cum laude. Hope Mary Keene, summa cum laude. Alexis Delaney Langenfeller. Gus Henry Perna, Jr. Maria Elizabeth Rickenbaugh. Eamon Liam Walton. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in animal science. Ms. Joanne Powell, co-chair, Dr. Robin Shedlakis, co-chair. Isia Badalamente, cum laude. Kenna Baldwin. Jennifer Lynn Ball, magna cum laude. Olivia Barrett. Allison Danielle Bennett, magna cum laude. Alyssa Kate Blockman, summa cum laude. Victoria Ray Blunker. Madison Lee Bolduck. Hannah Paige Bonaventure. Trudy Lynn Brennan, magna cum laude. Jillian A. Burden. Caitlin Clark, cum laude. Claire Marie Kohick. Carrie Patricia Coleman. Madison Grace Crane, cum laude. Ashley Nicole Daniels. Sierra Lynn Durham, magna cum laude. Peyton Schuyler Eldridge, summa cum laude. Megan Renee Fries. Matthew Hunter Good, cum laude. Abigail Michelle Goodenough. Danielle Nicole Hefner, cum laude. Ariel Hill. Caitlin Hummel. Sierra Capusta. Sophia Marie Lint. Elizabeth Loha. Jaden Longenecker. Grace Helene Malik. Dean Spyro Martin. Stephanie Abigail Martinez. Megan Rose McGarrity. Brianna Lynn McGrath. Miranda Page Meehan. Faithlyn Louise Moore, magna cum laude. Ashley Regina Moss. Sarah Elizabeth Mullen, cum laude. Shantae Amoy Newman. Grace Kathleen Nichols. Isabel Jean Sarandre, cum laude. Kylie Rebecca Scheidler, cum laude. Megan Scrivani, cum laude. Alyssa Shoup. Victoria Lynn Slagle. Nina Marie Slifer. Emma Lauren Smith. Chase Strohecker, magna cum laude. Ashley Louise Williams. Taylor Wilson. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in Conservation and Wildlife Management. Mr. Reg Hoyt, co-chair. Dr. Kim Kovath, co-chair. Sydney Alar. Sarah Jane Armstrong, magna cum laude. Kelly Ann Briggs. Bethany Joy Burt. McKenna Jordan Cooper. Olivia May Diffendahl. Anthony Lewis Duca Jr., magna cum laude. Gabrielle Rose Eiler. Allison K. Gross. Emily Hamilton, magna cum laude. Rachel Elizabeth Harding. Mia Bianca Hernandez. Alyssa Marie Hewitt. Madison Bray Jordan. Leah Victoria Callan. Sydney Jean Kegel. Michaela Ann Little. Symphony Morales Lorenz. Emma Riley Menzul. Bennett Charles Nordoff. Summer Emily North. Frederick Frank Offenberger IV. Congrats. Lohana Pimenta, magna cum laude. Aiden John Roberts Shank, magna cum laude. Mason Zachary James Rothermel, magna cum laude. Barbara Miley's Sanchez. Natalie Seagraves. Danielle Stephanie Silva. Kylie Ann Carey Spees. Timothy Edward Strassheim. Caitlin Paige Veloso. Ridge Watson. Dylan Kyla Watt, summa cum laude. Elena Grace Uskoski. Haley Rose Ziegenfuss. Catherine Rose Zimmerman, magna cum laude. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in crop science. Dr. Jacqueline Ricotta, chair. Justin William Kaufman, summa cum laude. Tristan Dale Rice, magna cum laude. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in dairy science. Ms. Joanne Powell, co-chair. Dr. Robin Shedlock is co-chair. Allison Danielle Bennett, magna cum laude. Danielle Nicole Hefner, cum laude. Sierra Nicole Wilson. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in environmental science. Dr. Jacqueline Ricotta, chair. Maribel Burkert, summa cum laude. Robert DiTore. Jacob Kwiatkowski. Kyle William McAuliffe, cum laude. Samantha Marie McCurry. Soleil Andy Skelenkar, cum laude. Emily Claire Treband. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in equine management. Dr. Corey Kieschnick, chair. Emma Luna Hall, magna cum laude. Caitlin Marie Heller, cum laude. Amanda Lee James, magna cum laude. Mia Nicole Lancinio, magna cum laude. Aubrielle Linhart. Michelle Lorenz, summa cum laude. Rebecca Kathleen Matiste. Alexia Hope Peter Strickland, cum laude. Malia Gail Plumley. Kayla Aaliyah Prescott. Amanda Nicole Reposa. Sarah Rothman. Claudia Serde. Megan Lois Varell. Megan Weston. Hannah Wright Riley, cum laude. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in equine science. Dr. Corey Kieschnick, Chair. Kalista Hinges, cum laude. Ashlyn Rose Doler, summa cum laude. Madison Victoria Pasinos. Emily S. Safranek. Caitlin Elizabeth Souder, summa cum laude. Alyssa Weideman. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in food science. Ms. Laura Herbst, Chair. Ethan Charles Howard Everett. John Carter Owen. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in food technology. Ms. Laura Herbst, Chair. Ansley Ruth Fisher, cum laude. Katerina Marie Fortunato. Timothy Jacob Weingartner, cum laude. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in horticulture. Dr. Jacqueline Ricotta, Chair. Haley Anne-Marie Ayers, cum laude. Kayla Bauman. Aaron H. Foster. Olivia Madeline Jackson. Kieran Sanders Kissinger, cum laude. Rebecca Catherine Kingsley. Vincent Dominique Petula, cum laude. Gabrielle Roberts. Jacob M. Sanchez Quiles. Chance Slack. Catherine Stewart. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in landscape architecture. Dr. Jacqueline Ricotta, Chair. Edwin Garcia. Braden Matthew Gobrecht. Christopher Joel Wolk. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in landscape design build. Dr. Jacqueline Ricotta, Chair. Skylar Marie Campanicki. Edward Campbell. Nicholas Glenn Forsyth. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in nutrition science. Ms. Laura Herbst, Chair. Kyra Elizabeth McKeegan. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in Restaurant and Food Service Management. Ms. Laura Herbst, Chair. Gabrielle Eduardo Davila Giorgiani. Alan James Vallant. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in Small Animal Science. Mr. Reg Hoyt, co-chair. Dr. Kim Kovath, co-chair. Alexis Marie Anderson, cum laude. Heather Jade Bertino, magna cum laude. Juliette Citrino, cum laude. Bridget Ziomara Cornog. Lisa Michelle Damon. Katarina M. Grover. Juliana Rose Gulata, magna cum laude. Marissa Caitlin Han, magna cum laude. Olivia Marie Harris, magna cum laude. Matthew Evan Hirsch. Morgan Alexis Jacobs, cum laude. Molly Shannon McGorry, magna cum laude. Molly McMiniman. Sierra Rose Moran. Liana Murphy. Andrew Robert Papilla, summa cum laude. Cassidy Christine Scott, cum laude. Jade Antoine Sapieco. Theone Thayer, summa cum laude. Marguerite Elizabeth Thompson, magna cum laude. Sydney Elizabeth Wheeler. Rebecca Page Wolf. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in Sustainable Agricultural Systems. Dr. Jacqueline Ricotta, Chair. Morgan Keener. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in Turf Management. Dr. Jacqueline Ricotta, Chair. Benjamin Michael Casella, Jr. Christian Franco Ferrandino. Dakota George. Nicholas Charles Koch. Robert Christopher Meredith, magna cum laude. Ethan Sachs. Bryce Wida. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in zoo science. Mr. Reg Hoyt, co-chair. Dr. Kim Kovath, co-chair. Caroline Isabel Alexander, cum laude. Leanna Christine Brady, summa cum laude. Katie Elise Prinsick. Tristan Lois Clues. Megan Marie Farrington. Isaiah Johnson. Rowan Thomas Lee. Kathleen Ronald, cum laude. Lexus Ann Weisor. Kylie Alexa Weldon. Olivia Grace Wilson. Brenna Ruth Yapel. The following students are receiving their associate's degree in equine management. Dr. Corey Kieschnick, chair. Lisbeth Loha. Sydney Elizabeth Wheeler. This concludes the graduates from the School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. It is my pleasure to introduce Dean Tanya Casas, who will present the degree candidates from the School of Business, Arts, and Sciences.
Thank you, Dr. Sandelin. President Rusolowski, members of the Board of Trustees, and honored guests. I have the privilege of announcing the degree candidates from the School of Business, Arts, and Sciences. As your name is called, please come across the stage to receive your diploma cover. You will then pose where indicated for your photo. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in biology. Dr. Christopher Tipping, chair. Francis Severio Signoretta, magna cum laude. It's in criminal justice. Now for biology. Arij Alfin. Juliana Beal. Riley Nicole Colton. Skylar Trinity Dobson, cum laude. Rachel Dudek. Melanie Ann Earl, summa cum laude. Edward Foote, cum laude. Angela Eileen Gargani, summa cum laude. Caitlin Elizabeth Jones. Parker Lynn Kilkenny, summa cum laude. Marissa Lepard. Susan Elizabeth Rodding, magna cum laude. Alyssa Marie Rudd. Jenna May Striffler, summa cum laude. Isabella Hope Urban, magna cum laude. Rebecca Ann Van Blargen, magna cum laude. Brandon White. Hunter G. Young. Ryan Zimmerman. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in business administration. Ms. Christine Seal, chair. Anthony Aquilano. Nicholas Joseph Aquilano. Ashley Nicole Birmingham. Christopher Blackstone. James Boyle. John Brown. Brenda Berenga. Anthony Cheeseman. Annie Clemmer, cum laude. Bridget Devaney, cum laude. Jonathan Edward Drews, cum laude. Alexandra Ray Durham, magna cum laude. Adrian Jerome Jackson II. Haley Keenan. Ryan M. Laughlin. Godly Mark. Jacob Ryan McDonald. Bryce Regan. Evan Scally. Jenna Marie Schissel. Pavla Lapin, magna cum laude. John Slover III. Barry Turner. Aaron Weller. Ryan G. Wiggins, summa cum laude. Deshaun Wiggins. Treasure Williams. Brianna Isabella Wood, summa cum laude. Elena P. Resneski, summa cum laude. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in chemistry. Dr. Karen McPherson, chair. Yeva Hurena, cum laude. Luke Anthony Kelkner. Michael Minisali. Elizabeth Plugero. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in counseling psychology. Dr. Matt Muchler, chair. Carter Rain Erickson, summa cum laude. Mary Jo Cook. Zoe Leanne Miller, magna cum laude. Emily Elizabeth Milnick, magna cum laude. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in criminal justice administration. Dr. Megan Terry Demarest, chair. Travis Michael Berman. Zachary Michael Clark. Vincent J. Colaviti, summa cum laude. Jordan Zachary Colazzo. Rahan Aziz Ellison, summa cum laude. Jillian Margaret Orban. Jonathan Perry, magna cum laude. Nate Reed. Joshua Stubing. Thomas J. Stringer. Matthew Roy Studsrud, cum laude. Zachary Zuckerman. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in History, Policy, and Society Studies. Dr. Shiche Su, chair. Winter O'Fallon. Brittany Smith. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in Media and Communication. Dr. Brian Lutz, chair. Marley Bramsway, cum laude. Emma Nicole Monesmith, summa cum laude. Gotti Mark. Joshua Pierre. Anthony Puntolillo. Julian White. The following students are receiving their baccalaureate degree in secondary education. Dr. David Timoney, Chair. Haley Jaylene Bishop, cum laude. Michael Thomas Chiango, summa cum laude. James Martin, cum laude. Jacqueline Lee McGee, cum laude. Michael C. Rubino. Heather Ann Terrell. This concludes the graduates from the School of Business, Arts, and Sciences.
Well done, Connie.
What's that? What's that? Okay. So why don't you go there?
Yeah. President Rusolowski, these students have completed all their degree requirements and have been approved and recommended by the faculty and Board of Trustees to be awarded their degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Oikolome. By the power vested in me by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and as president of Delaware Valley University, I am proud to confer upon each of you the various degrees for which you are qualified with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Graduates, now that your degrees have been conferred upon you, please move your tassels from the right side of your cap to the left side. It is my pleasure to present to all of you the Delaware Valley University class of 2024. Congratulations to each of you. We are very proud of you. Graduates, reaching this milestone is possible because of your hard work and sacrifice. We do not, however, walk life's path alone. Our families and friends have supported us every step of the way. Some of them are here with us today, and as Dr. Oikolome said earlier, you can never use those two words enough, so let's show our thanks to them with a round of applause. Just like your family and friends, your professors, the Del Val faculty, as well as our staff, helped you reach this pinnacle. Please join me in expressing our appreciation to them for their instruction, their mentorship, and their commitment to your success here today. And lastly, a special thank you to the entire Commencement Committee who led our planning and implementation efforts today, and to all those who made today possible. A round of applause. A lot of effort goes into putting this on. Thank you to everyone. Congratulations once again to our newest alumni, the class of 2024. We'd ask that you please stand now for the alma mater, which will be sung by members of the class of 2024 who will need to make their way to the stage. I think they're coming up, right? They're coming up. They're going to come up. Aren't they coming up?
Stage.
I think, yeah. I think they were going to have you come around the front here with the
Good? On these? Okay. By the winding banks of Neshamony stands our alma mater dear. We look o'er the fields we love, cherished year by year. We hail our colors green and gold as they proudly wave on high. Treasured memories fond and true in our hearts will lie. With your inspiration great, ever forward we will go, fearless of the task ahead, conquering each foe. To you, our college, let us sing praises to your honored name. Courage, strength, and unity build an endless fame.
Thank you so much. This concludes our ceremony. Please remain standing for the recessional and remain at your place while the platform party, graduates, and faculty have recessed. Congratulations again to the class of 2024.
Yeah, that's okay. Like I went to this like a couple times. I was like,